Say what? Say, you don't know what we can find. Why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? Close your eyes, girl. Look inside, girl. Let the sound take you away. Yeah, magic carpet. Well, I'm jacked about the new Facebook page, new endeavor, the Magic Carpet Radio. Wanted to talk about it before we even went on air with you. You know what? And the red light is on. Why don't you? Well, I guess live from New York. It's Saturday night. No, it's not. Okay. It is a Monday morning. Obviously, we were listening to a little Steppenwolf just before he turned on the cameras and the red light. We had it, and I went down, sat down, we had it, and then we turned it off, and then I started singing another song. And it's a good way to kick off your day. You know, it's like, get your motor running, head out on the highway, looking for adventures, or for whatever comes our way. Oh, baby, never okay. All right. It is Monday, December 9th, number nine. It's on the Beatles' White Album. It just went on and on and on. Kind of like I do sometimes. You just go on and on and on. Can you believe it, Andy? It was 60. They say it was only 61 or 2, but at my house it was like 65, and I was out in the garage, had the TV on, watching championship Saturday. You had all the college conference championships. I was surprised on a couple, not surprised on the other. Polls come out, not surprised. Rankings. Yeah, but the winds were blowing. What happens is the wind blows in blows in that warm air that comes down the Rocky Mountain front, and the last few days, like they did come in there Friday, it's Saturday for sure. Friday, Saturday, yesterday, Sunday, it died down. This morning early? It's died down a little bit. It's like the Wizard of Oz or something. It's like dun 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 dun, and the witch is like, I'll get you, my pretty. It's like, my God, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's like, holy mackerel. Before we get any further, without any further ado, gotta remember to like this video. It's right down there. There's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Come on, man. Give us the thumbs up, okay? Come on, give it. It's not too hard. You'll be watching the video. It's like, la-di-da. All you got to do is just reach over there and bing, hit that like. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, we've had more views on podcasts than we have subscribers. That means you need to get down there with that oblong and hit subscribe. Yeah, that way you get out. You'll get anything that I do, anything that we post, anything that video. Any podcast, of course, your podcast, of course, we come on air. It's like, 4 or 5 minutes after 8 or whatever, I don't know. So you're in your Monday morning staff meeting, PIP meeting, management meetings, whatever meetings, and you're getting notification, bing, bing! It's Pipewrench doing a podcast. And that's not a good thing to get notifications at a Monday morning staff meeting? Okay, Andy says it's not. I'll make sure you can start. We already get notifications of our own stuff. Yeah. A big Monday morning shout out to our friends at the, where is it? Right here, yesterday's. And our friends at the, yeah, I know, they're looking for that lady out in the Alicia Wood in the High Plains landfill. That's our big story on yesterday's paper. That's yesterday's Great Falls Gazette. Like I said, they are right out the door, go down the hallway, go down a flight of stairs, and then 3 doors down. Okay? You know what I should do is gonna buy 5 copies for my mother. Hey, gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. What? Turn it around? That's where I'll see my smiling face. Great Falls Gazette is locally owned. It is locally operated. It comes out on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and the big giant edition on Sundays. Available all over Great Falls. And it is, you can subscribe, go online, you find them, they're everywhere online, and then subscribe. So thanks again to all the staff and management down there at the Great Falls Gazette for putting up with my Sharona. Alrighty then, Andy. Good morning. On a cold, it's freezing. 32 is freezing. It's below 32. It's not. It's a cold December 9th morning. Like I said, it's a little bit after 8, so our little slogan like here is, if you aren't to work yet and you're watching or listening and you needed to be to work by 8, you are about 7-8 minutes late right now. What? I know, yeah, we've talked about Saturday. It also looks like we're going to get back to cooler temperatures, 30, 40. Still, it's December. We're having a cakewalk on this. It says 65 on this Saturday. Wow, man, that's just shoo-wee. So last Wednesday, Brian Thompson, who was the CEO for United Healthcare, died when he was basically ambushed and shot down in a New York City street as he walked to the company's annual investors conference. Now, Andy, we've been watching this, following it. It's all over media. I don't know which social media reaction that I'm seeing, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or wherever. What is more compelling right now? What is the bigger story? That that social media is pretty much indifferent to this, almost celebratory, of Brian Thompson's murder. or the fact that the dude and the pictures that carried it out, the shooting is now on the heartthrob of social media. Girls are being all like, oh, I want to go to brunch. I want to go to brunch with an assassin. That's who I want to go to brunch with. Man, no, you don't. Maybe you do, I don't know. That's why we can't get a date, Andy. I'm an honest assassin. I'm a gangster. No, I'm not. All right, not a gangster either. All right. And you know what gets me is that as Brian Thompson lay dead on a New York sidewalk, the United Healthcare shareholders meeting went on as scheduled. They knew what happened to them. It wasn't like it was a big secret that the news didn't cover it instantly. They knew, but the shareholders meeting went on right as scheduled. Didn't miss a beat. Yeah, just business as usual. They're taking care of business every day. Taking care of business. Our CEO got blown away. Taking care of business. It's all right. Yeah. Indifference. Can you say indifference? I mean, geez. The corporate, if that doesn't, man. Yeah, didn't in case, money is more important than the boss, for sure. In case you're wondering who United Healthcare is, well, I'll tell you who they are. They are the healthcare provider, insurer, the middleman between your doctor and you and your doctor, you and your treatment, healthcare provider whose profits have jumped from $10 billion in 2020. Am I reading this right? No, you got this up right. $10 billion in 2020 to 28 plus billion last year. That's a jump of like 18 billion. That's with a B, Cub. Their reputation, since that CEO's taken over, he's had AI, set up an AI system for claims. 98, okay, throw it up there, 98 or 99. That's a big difference now. Come on. Okay, it's 98% failure rate. Well, at least it's not 99. Okay. 98% fail rate. Of course, United Healthcare has become notorious for denying people health benefits, denying claims, healthcare claims, in pursuit of the almighty dollar. So it surprises me, or maybe it doesn't. Basically, this is United Healthcare, and the CEO is an example of the problems with American healthcare. But we're the only country that doesn't have some kind of, So, there's people online. They're actually celebrating. They're like, woohoo, It's like, all right, Andy, jobs I don't want to have. Health insurance CEO. I mean, come on. There's a job I don't want to apply for. They're nervous. They're nervous. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's intriguing at best, Andy. Now, also, just last week, after years, Andy, years, it's like after years of saying that he would not, wouldn't, shouldn't, will not, he is not going to, under any circumstances, he's not going to consider, he's not going to take it under consideration, he's not going to even let it pass his mind for Joe Biden. He told us that he's not going to do this. Pardon his son. Hunter on tax evasion and gun charges last week, like I said. He did what he said he did, wasn't going to do. I mean, he told us, I'm not going to do it, I won't do it, I'm not going to do it. He did it. So, tax evasion, he even went back like to 2014 and like all charges are gone. And he pardoned his son. Now, I understand that some of you are up in arms. Oh my goodness, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, if it were my kid who committed crime, any crime, probably any crime from like just pretty much, you know, there's some crimes that you wouldn't pardon them for, but tax evasion and a gun, if it was my kid, I'd have done the same thing, and I really, really think most of you parents would have too. Okay? You know? But he said he wouldn't do it. He said he wouldn't do it. Joe Biden doesn't care. He's 82 years old, for crying out loud. He doesn't give a damn. Okay? And neither would I. But he's 82. He just lost the election. Just got pushed out of the election. If you didn't see this coming, I mean, seriously. If you didn't see this coming, you're blind. I saw it coming the minute he started saying he wasn't going to pardon his kid. It's like, oh yeah, right. I wouldn't pardon my kid if they got in trouble. When asked about the pardon, though, Hunter Biden said he was going to celebrate, but not as much as he used to. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. Cocaine, doo-doo-doo, boom, boom, boom. Couldn't resist, Andy. Couldn't resist. So Biden's old, he don't care. Come on. You do the same thing. Short of what some serious mother crimes, you wouldn't, but for tax evasion, yeah, I would. And if I was 82, I'd be like, so what? I'm going to be dead in a couple of years, you know. I won't even remember it next week, so. And, yes, sir, we're getting there. We're getting there right now. Last night, 42 years ago last night, English musician and former Beatle, John Lennon, was shot, fatally wounded in the archway of the Dakota apartments in New York City, which is where him and Yoko lived at the time. He had just left the court. Double Fantasy had been released about a month or two before. They were in the recording studio. They were coming home to drop tapes off from the recording studio. I forget who was there. One of the kids were there, and the killer was Mark David Chapman. He was a huge Beatles fan, but he was envious of their fame. He was envious of their fortune, their notoriety. He was jealous. Envious. Oh yeah, but he was he was enraged too with Lennon's lifestyle. The decadence. He said, but the comment that John made that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, and I don't know when did he say that? It was long before David Chapman shot him. So he was still in the Beatles. So like I said, it was right. It was last night. It was like last night. It was like at 10:50 p.m. last night. Like I said, they were coming from their studio. And when they got there, they exited the limo. They had a limo. And like I said, they had just finished some recording, but Double Fantasy was out. They were doing some work on some other albums. They were in both John and Yoko literally walked right by David Chapman and acknowledged him. I guess John signed the record album for him hours before, so they recognized who it is. They walked right past David Chapman. He drew a concealed .38 revolver, dropped into a combat stance, which he confirmed on an interview with, was it Sawyer? Okay. Fired 5 times. 4 of those hit John directly in the back. Right, devastating. Right. And he said he took 4 shots to the back, to the left shoulder up here, another one a little lower, another one through the aorta, another one through the chest. Their hollow point shot him from about 10 feet away, 9.5, 10 feet away, as he walked in a combat staff. One zinged over the shoulder as he hit. He got more and more down. It was directly in the back, so it just blew him open. It just blew him open. He was rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. So doctors, I've read the stuff that we were researching about Lennon's death and the stuff that I know about it, and doctors have stated that if Lennon had been shot in the middle of the operating room with a whole team of surgeons ready to go, ready to go, he's standing there, right, he's standing there, and he's shot, and he fell right onto the table. They said they still couldn't have saved him. So basically, like I said, he was hit 4 times out of the 5 shots. It blew out, like I said, it blew out his lung and his heart right after, right out of his chest. So, yeah, Mark Chapman said that he wanted to do it. Mark Chapman said that he trained to do it, that he knew where to shoot. He intended to kill John. Yeah, I rumors that there were other people on. He had a list. David Bowie, that's right. Sophia Loren, David Bowie. Yeah. So this wasn't the only target. I don't know how he figured he would get away with this. Yeah, I have 2 or 3 targets, but I'm going to get away with this. So yeah. So at the time, when one of the stories, there's of course all sorts of stories about it. One of the stories that I like to hear is that the rumor is that witnesses say that at the time of his reported death at the hospital, witnesses, like I said that the Beatles song "All My Lovin'" came on over the sound system of the. Isn't that odd? Came on the sound system. Yeah, I remember when it happened. I was watching Monday Night Football. It was a Monday night, and was it Frank Gifford and Howard Cosell was on. It was a big game, big important game. I remember. New England, Miami playoff game. All of a sudden, the game was interrupted, and Howard Cosell, he has a voice. You knew something, and he got right to and you could hear his voice break on Monday Night Football. All of a sudden, at the playoff game that I was watching, that had playoff implications, and it was a big game, and it didn't seem it wasn't so important anymore. You could hear Howard's voice break, and you knew the professional that Howard was. He was crying. Yeah. So it was I remember it was one of those "where were you" moments in life for me. Where were you when the Trade Center went down? I was at home getting ready for work. Where were you when Kennedy was shot? I was in kindergarten, got sent home from school. Where were you when the Challenger went? I was in the break room at work watching it. Where were you when John Lennon was shot? I was watching Monday Night Football when Howard Cosell interrupted the broadcast. So it's one of those. Now there's all sorts of memorials now. There's Strawberry Fields, which is located right across the street from the Dakota apartments where John and Yoko lived. Trees have been donated from the park from all over the world. So it's a tribute to John and everything else. So it was quite the... he was, and everybody's like, Yoko broke up the Beatles and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And, it really wasn't quite like that, John and Paul had creative differences. And basically went the other way. George was feeling, if you remember, as soon as the Beatles broke up, George released the album All Things Must Pass. Well, triple album, the stuff that he wasn't allowed to publish with the Beatles. Album went to like double, triple platinum or whatever it is. Yeah, so, yeah, with John, it was one of those, yeah. Imagine all the people living in peace on earth. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Yeah. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Johnny, yesterday, last night, David Chapman. He's doing 20 to life in a New York correctional facility. He was eligible for parole in 2000, and every time he has appeared, he's been denied. I can't see him. He doesn't express remorse. He's living a pretty good life there at wherever he's at. He's married. He has congenital visits or whatever, and so he's living a good life. He doesn't do a lot of press, but he doesn't express a lot of remorse. So I think he's going to be there for a long time. Andy, what are you doing? It is time to go. Look at the clock. All right then. Remember, spay and neuter, okay? Adopt, don't shop, foster, rescue, volunteer, and the most important one, adopt a shelter pet today. It's winter. Be careful out there. One day it's 65, the next day it's 30 and snowing. So, until next Monday, we are out of here. We are out of here.